Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. My respectable sisters in this beautiful forum known as Pure Matrimony, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and respectable listeners them, we continue with the previous recording. Wherein we make mention, say, when it comes to the issue of divorce or divorce, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the power more to the husband by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than the wife by the mercy of Allah. And this power or this opportunity we Almighty Allah give to the husband, he also get limitation on how he use them, on how he utter this divorce here by the will of Allah. And Almighty Allah clearly says in the Quran, he say at-talaq marratan. He say when it come to divorce, it is permitted twice. The man gets two chances by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for example, when the man tell the wife, the husband tell the wife, say, I don't divorce you. I don't want you again as my wife, go to a people them. Or this marriage you don't done between me and you, go to a people them. Or something similar. When he utter a statement of divorce once, for the first time, the woman, he gets an extra time for spend with you. That is a 3 menstrual cycle now for spend with you. So when I can at the same house, in different rooms, no problem. By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the same compound, different apartment, no problem. But for they within the same place. By the will of Allah, now they do man for spend this extra time, we then call idda, we then call waiting period as well. Within this idda, or this waiting period, or this extra time, in order, out of Almighty Allah mercy, forgive the man, maybe forgive him another chance for reflect or for rethink in a decision. Subhanallah. Or for bring the husband and wife together back. So he said the woman for wait by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So within this period, the man can take his wife back for the first divorce. For the first utterance of divorce, within the waiting period, when a 3 menstrual cycle, the man can take back his wife either by having intercourse with him when he clean, or by kissing her, by fondling her, by bringing her back as a wife. As soon as he get intercourse with him, the case done by the will of Allah. But if he waits after these first utterances, he waits till this woman complete in waiting period, we mean the extra time, no goal no come, the man no score matrimonial goal, when a sexual intercourse at all, they not get any sexual relation at all. The woman go after a waiting period. Now this man rethink and want this woman back. If I go marry the new fresh now, for bring and come back. Why? Because Allah be don't get extra time. You know, use them for the first utterance, first divorce. If after that day he said he divorce again for the second time, he utter another divorce again. For the second time, he tell your wife again, say, I don't divorce you. I don't want you again as my wife. What did happen? By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the woman they get again extra time. 3 menstrual cycle as extra time, as idda or waiting period, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the house of your husband. At that time, she is still a wife. The man, they feed them, you look after them, they get intercourse with them. If he happens, say, he get intercourse with them after the second utterance of divorce, he get intercourse with her within the waiting period, then they can just continue. There is no problem. It not require any new marriage at all. But if you wait till the woman complete a menstrual cycle, the 3 menstrual cycle, women say it complete extra time, no sexual goal was scored within the marriage, then the woman go. If the man wants her back after the second divorce and the woman completes extra time, the man forgo and he go married the woman back. He married her back new fresh, then he bring him as a wife back. By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because if you don't take the extra time we Almighty Allah give him, he don't, he not take the woman back. Why is he be get the chance for take him for free without a new marriage? We stay the extra time done. Now rethink after the second divorce. Islam say the man for go marry that woman they back fresh, then he bring and come as in wife. So 2 chances gone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make mention in the Quran for the 3rd time, if the man uttered divorce against his wife for the 3rd time, Almighty Allah say, فَإِن تَلَقَّهَا فَلَا تَهِلُّ لَهُ مِن بَعْدُ حَتَّى تَنْكِحَ زَوْجًا غَيْرَهُ. If for the 3rd time the husband utter divorce against his wife, the woman they fulfill a waiting period, the 3 menstrual cycle, after we complete, for the 3rd time the woman don't complete the menstrual cycle, the woman know they become halal again for this man. He not get the chance again for taken within the waiting period. Why? Because this is not the 3rd divorce. He not get no chance again for taken within the waiting period. No ways. This umaya, because na the 3rd time this man they divorce him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, فَلَا تَهِلُّ لَهُ, this woman not halal again for this man, مِن بَعْدُ, after the 3rd divorce, حَتَّى until تَنْكِحَ زَوْجًا غَيْرَهُ, until this woman go married another man. If they married another man legally, then get intercourse with that man legally by the will of Allah. Either this 2nd man will marry this woman who is divorced 3 times by a previous husband, either the 2nd husband die by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then the woman complete mooning by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his 2nd husband, or he and the 2nd husband then part legally. Without this 1st man not ticklish, he not play any part there. He not go ticklish the woman, he not go ticklish the man, he not set confusion, he not get no handy, then part legally, and the woman complete the waiting period for that in 2nd man, then this 1st man, if he wants that woman the back, he can go marry her now. Subhanallah. Look at the ruling of Allah. Look at the ruling of Allah, how it's so beautiful. Because you not go say you like pussy, you love her truly. Subhanallah. You slap on 1, you slap on 2, you slap on 3. And he says, I just slap but I still like you. Slap. Take 3 times, that is too much. So Allah they say, because you don't use your 2 chances them, and you don't add the 1, it belongs to Allah. Allah say, well, the 3rd divorce, this woman not legal for you again. Whether within the waiting period, it's not legal for you. You cannot take her back. After the 3rd divorce, this woman for go married to other man, where he and that man they part, or the man die, he left her. Then if the 1st man wants this woman again, then he can go marry her now, thereafter. And that time he go don't be in value. He don't know what he lost. Subhanallah. This is not the beauty of Islam by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give this power to the man, but he control him, he not let him give the man for let user I want. He not tell him for let use him per call at all. You don't need for use pull the trigger per play safe. Islam not permit this one. Like we quoted the hadith of the Prophet alayhi salatu salam in the previous audios, wherein the Prophet alayhi salatu salam say, Thalathun, jidduhunna jiddun wa hasluhunna jiddun. 3 things then joke na serious, then serious na serious, and one of them na divorce. The moment you utter them, whether na pa joke or na pa serious, it becomes serious. We ask Allah for protect we. There are some of we don't utter divorce more than 3 times. More than 3 times. We still live with the woman and they don't know say they into a problem. May Almighty Allah forgive our mistakes them. May Allah grant we guidance and forgive our mistakes them. For those of us who do them out of ignorance, we never knew. May Almighty Allah forgive our shortcomings and make we better. As from today, after you don't read this message, you don't hear it's a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Almighty Allah just use we for deliver your message. You don't hear say this particular statement as a husband, you know for use and pakalokolo. And we today, one of the word will not take serious. Now the word for say I don't want you again. Tell your wife say I don't want you again. I don't divorce you. Go to people I don't want you again. Some today I don't want you again. This marriage they don't done. We they talk almost every day. Just like it's like a simple statement for we. Subhanallah. Almighty Allah say in the Quran, there are people away the utter statement to them. Tahsabunahu hayyinan. They feel in a light stock. Wa huwa inda Allahi azim. But to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, na great statement than they. And one of the big statement them in the sight of Allah. Now the statement we a husband the utter to his wife, and he say, I don't divorce you. May Almighty Allah protect we. Before they say that word, we need to think again and again and again and again. That is why the first divorce, you have an extra time for let rethink. You take your wife back. Second, you have an extra time. Within the extra time for let take your wife. After you rethink by the will of Allah. But when you make an 3 times, that is not mistake anymore. The chances are over. This woman need for go and marry to another man with value and pass you. You know value, now that make you pull the trigger thrice. May Almighty Allah forgive our mistakes them and grant we guidance and make we among the one them with the control we thong them, especially when we are in a state of anger. By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among the one they with the value marriages them by the mercy of Allah. No matter how angry we are, no matter how we get an issue, we always need for control with tongue, not for utter statement them. We will go regret later. May Allah forgive our mistakes and may Allah grant you guidance. Inshallah, in your next step, we will continue with the other forms them by the will of Allah of divorce, by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we na the zihara, the ila and the khulla, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Till we meet again, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.